In this session, I'll talk a little bit about a hybrid diagram. There are aspects of the rich picture which are meaningful and useful, and there are aspects of the causal loop diagram which are really sensible and enhance the ability to communicate the meaning of the diagram. Though if you simply merge the two of them together, you end up with something that typically is overload. I mean, what you're looking at it now, I simply merged the two of them together so that it has the connection labels and the plus and minus indicators in addition to the images, and it just ends up, oh, and I also colored the connections, the blue for adds to and red for subtracts from, and I changed the legend at the bottom. The diagram, from my perspective, ends up being just far too busy. It's it's overkill. It doesn't. There's multiple attempts to convey the same piece of information is just doesn't seem to be useful. My own personal preference is to cut the clutter so that I get rid of, I don't use the plus and minus signs, and I don't use the relationship labels. I simply use blue and red, blue to indicate the adds to or same direction, and red to indicate subtracts from or opposite relationship. And I like the images so that when I get done, I end up with a map that is pretty clean in terms of the way it comes across. I would, sort of encourage you to do a couple of each and see how they strike you, because it has a lot to do with personal preference, and it has to do with what it is that you're trying to convey to your audience, what they're likely to, how they're likely to perceive what you present to them, so that if the map ends up being overloaded, then it sort of puts them off in a way that you absolutely don't want to. You want a clean structure, and so that in this manner you still get the benefits of the loop definitions that Kumu makes very nice in terms of allowing one to sort of walk through the structure. And if you get rid of the plus and minus signs and the actual labels on the connections, you end up with a pretty clean model that's still a hybrid because it's still a causal loop diagram with images, so it's a rich picture. And you'll typically see the majority of the relationship maps that I create are causal loop maps with images, though only using blue and red connectors. So hope you found this informative, and there are, I don't know, 4 or 5 additional map types that will be presented in future videos, and I look forward to seeing you there. Bye.